My name is Paul Courtwright, and I'm actually very pleased to be here today. I'm pleased because this is an opportunity to give the experience of Peace Corps in Korea with the hope that students here from this university, from Jeju University, will be interested in volunteer work, whether in Korea or outside of Korea. I think it's a tremendous opportunity, and I hope people will take advantage of it.
Hello, my name is William Amos, and I'm very pleased to be here at Jeju University, talking to young people and hoping to influence their desire to volunteer in the future. I grew up in a small city in Wisconsin, and my world was very small back then. But through volunteerism, through the Peace Corps, my worldview expanded drastically, both to the benefit of Korea, I hope, and to my benefit as well. And my hope is that for the students of Jeju University who heard this talk, that they might get a few ideas of their own about how they might find a way to volunteer to expand their horizons, not just in Jeju, but certainly in Jeju is great, but possibly elsewhere in the world. Thank you.
Hi, my name is James Mayer. I'm the last Peace Corps country director in Korea. I was here from 1978 to 1981. It was our pleasure to be able to be here at the university today. We want to thank the Korea Foundation for bringing us down here and for the invitation to speak to the students. I hope that we've demystified a bit the idea of volunteerism and that you can find opportunities to volunteer in your own community or around the world. Wherever life takes you, just be open to those opportunities in front of you.
네, 안녕하세요 여러분. 네, 한국국제교류재단 인터뷰를 사고 이연호라고 합니다. 모두 반갑습니다. 이번 브레이크 KF 국제전문가 토크콘서트에 저희 KF 30주년 및 미국 평화봉사단 한국철수 40주년을 기념하여 미국 평화봉사단분들과 함께 이곳 제주대에서 여러분들을 만나게 되어 진심으로 영광으로 생각합니다. 네, 저희 미국 평화봉사단원분들의 이야기를 듣기에 앞서 먼저 저희 한국국제교류재단의 미국 평화봉사단 및 초청사업에 대해 간략히 소개해드리고자 합니다. 사료는 이렇게 저희 재단의 설립 목적인 홍보 외교와 재단 소개, 미국 평화봉사단과 초청사업 소개가 있겠습니다. 먼저 공공외교 전략에 대해 간략히 설명드리자면 외교부 6대 국정 과제 중 공공외교 및 국민외교를 통한 국익 증진이 있으며 이와 같이 1959년 문화외교 개념의 등장과 함께 2016년 공공외교법이 제정되었고 2017년 한국국제교류재단이 공공외교 추진기관으로 지정되어 지금까지 공공외교법에 따른 유일한 공공외교 추진기관으로 활동 중입니다. 네, 다음은 저희 한국국제교류재단 일명 코리아 파운데이션 KF로 불리우는 재단 소개가 있겠습니다. 네, 올해 설립 30주년을 맞이한 한국국제교류재단의 소개 영상과 30주년 기념 영상을 짧게 시청하시겠습니다.
한국을 만나는 세계의 창, 한국과 세계를 잇는 징검다리, 그 중심에 한국국제교류재단이 있습니다. 전 세계를 대상으로 한 다양한 인적 교류와 포럼 개최를 통해 공공외교 파트너십을 강화하는 KF 글로벌 네트워킹 사업, 문화교류를 통해 세계 속 한국의 품격을 높이고 주한 외국인과 우리 국민이 함께하는 문화의 장을 마련하는 KF 문화예술 교류 사업, 해외 한국학 교육 및 연구 인프라를 구축하고 차세대 한국 전문가를 양성하는 KF 글로벌 한국학 진흥 사업, 한국 관련 출판 영상물의 제작 지원을 통해 한국에 대한 지식 정보를 확산하는 KF 미디어 사업, 다양한 국제교류 사업을 통해 해외에 한국을 바로 알리는 한국국제교류재단, 한국 문화의 매력을 소개함으로써 전 세계에 만들어 나가는 21세기형 공공매력 한국국제교류재단이 펼쳐나갑니다. 코리아 파운데이션 한국국제교류재단.
네, 저희 설명이 조금 길어졌는데요. 그렇다면 이제 토크콘서트의 주인공이신 미국 평화봉사단분들을 모시도록 하겠습니다. 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다.
So my training was actually in Anya, and my site was in Naju, in Channa. So what I had to do is I had to get myself from Anya up to Seoul, and then to get the Koso bus down to Gwangju, and then switch at the Shiwei bus terminal to get up to Naju. So getting that far, I was actually quite proud of myself that I finally made it into Gwangju and Naju. When I got into Naju, I had to find the Pogensa, which is where I was going to be based. I was a leprosy volunteer. So at the Pogensa, they knew that I was coming. I was very grateful for that. But then my coworker, he had a letter from Peace Corps, and he said to me, wait a minute, it says here there's supposed to be 2 volunteers, hold portrait and go some top. Well, that was my Korean name, and I'm only one person, not 2. So he was a little annoyed with me to begin with, but he sent me to the place where they are organized. My grandmother and grandfather held in Hamlin that I lived with, and then I settled in to find out what my life was going to be like.
I'd like for each of us to share kind of a unique experience that we've had during the time that we were here in Korea. And I want to start off by sharing one as a director. I wasn't out in the field in the way that the volunteers were. And so I want to share with you kind of what went on in our office. When I first arrived, I had very little Korean language understanding whatsoever, but I noticed that there was a small boy kept going to our office. I couldn't figure out for the life of me what he was doing. And he would come along and he kept looking underneath the table. And I finally figured out what he was doing. He was hunting for shoes because he wanted to go and polish shoes. And he would come and he would collect the shoes and go off. And somehow he would bring the shoes back. He would get Pec 1 back then for shining the shoes, and he always got the shoes back to the same person. And I became more and more curious about the young boy. He had just an incredible, infectious smile. He was an orphan. All he was doing was trying to survive. And he was doing that by shining shoes. He was just such an incredible, fun boy. So I started going around with him collecting shoes too. We would go around to my offices, and I would go, for example, I would go to Sonny's office, and I would say, you have any shoes needing shining? My shoes don't need shining. Give him your shoes. So she would give his shoes to him, so he would be able to make his Pec 1 and be able to have enough money at the end of the day to be able to take care of him. That boy just really represents to me the real tenaciousness of Koreans to be able to overcome whatever dark cloud is in front of them, because they know they're going to push through that cloud and it's going to be bright at some point.
One experience that stands out in my mind was when I was at my first site as a TV volunteer in Mokpo. We went on a camping trip, and this camping trip was not in the mountains, it was out in the islands. And as you know, well know, Shinanbu is full of small airflow. The storm was brewing. The boat ride back was rough. I was down at the bottom of the boat with a couple of pigeons and they went to sleep and they were not bothered at all. And my only concern was to not throw up and disgrace myself. But it turned out okay. I was able to hold it in. The nice thing about this trip was it was a personal connection between me and the people I worked with. It was one-to-one. We were all equals, and we wanted nothing more than to get to know each other and communicate on a nice basic level.
저의 학자를 위해서 자원을 싶다고 하는데 혹시 감염이 되거나 할 수도 있는 문제가 있는데 그런 자기 안전이나 그런 것보다 도와주겠다는 마음이 더 크셨지.
So when I arrived in Korea, I had as part of my training a lot of technical training at the Korea Leprosy Institute in Anya. And I realized even before I came to Korea, but particularly at the institute, that the chance of you or me acquiring leprosy is tiny, tiny. So I felt that the risk of acquiring leprosy was so small that I was going to be fine. Secondly, I knew that if by chance, maybe 1 in 100,000, that I acquired leprosy, that there were treatments, that I did not need to have the disabilities that my patients had. So I knew I would be able to get treatment and nobody would.
질문은 각각의 이제 이러한 활동을 참여하시게 된 계기가 있을 거라고 생각이 하고요. 이러한 volunteer 활동을 할 수 있었던 순간, 할 수 있었던 계기가 있다면 어떤 것인지에 대해서.
I think it's hard for me to pinpoint one moment that got me to volunteering. I think it was I knew that the way my life was sort of ordered back then was I'd go to college, I'd get a job, and over the years I would work my way into making a good living. But when I was finishing college, I thought that idea was lacking somehow. There was something I wanted to do that was interesting and useful, not just to myself, but to the rest of the world, or at least to some person outside of myself, hopefully in another country. When I found out about Peace Corps, I thought, yeah, okay, that's for me. And I signed up, and before too long, I was assigned to a program in Chad, in Africa. Unfortunately, that program closed down, and I received a package in the mail one day that said, you're not going to Chad anymore. Would you like to go to South Korea? Oh, and you have to let us know in 3 days, because you're leaving in a month. I thought, wow, okay, the heavens have answered my question, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's how it started with